This is your WCIA 3 forecast first, sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical.
Well, I've got a little bit of rain out there showing up on the storm tracker Doppler. Take a look at this along I-72. And we're into portions of Cass, Morgan counties, getting to Sangamon County, but it's way different than what we had last night when those storms were rolling through. You can see these showers that are going to continue to move off here to the east as we go throughout tonight. So a little bit of light rain definitely possible. But temperatures here in the low 50s. We're actually not going to cool down a whole lot more from where we are sitting currently. And if you can get through the rest of tonight's rain, tomorrow we're going to get back up to 70. It's going to feel pretty good again as the rain clears, but it doesn't last. More rain around for the weekend. One of the weekend days looks to be way rainier than the other. We'll talk more about that coming up. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
Gun violence is up across the country and central Illinois. What Champaign is doing to stop it. Plus, fight against COVID continues as tens of thousands are vaccinated daily. Which other numbers are rising that have state leaders concerned?
And many lost their job during the start of the pandemic, where hundreds of positions are now up for the taking.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 10.
We don't want people solving their conflict with gun violence.
So now one city in central Illinois is figuring out how to end it. Good evening. I'm Paul Chikini.
And I'm Jessica Coons. The number of shootings in Champaign so far this year has already topped all of last year. That's causing concern for people who live there and the people trying to stop this. WCIA 3's Bryce Beeman joins us live from the newsroom. Bryce, why the increase?
Police say it's a variety of reasons. They range from social media disagreements to late-night group gatherings. But these reasons and more are making community leaders take action.
And I always try to put myself in the shoes of the victim or people that live in the neighborhood that might be affected by this. And I want them to know that we're doing our best.
Shootings in Champaign have risen each year. Last year, there were 28 shots fired incidents. Only 3 months into 2021, and Champaign has already had 52 gunshot incidents.
As far as I'm concerned, one shot's too many, whether if somebody loses their life over it or they get injured or it's even just property damage. Nobody should have to deal with that in their neighborhood or from a personal standpoint.
Police are working to stop the violence. They have patrols in areas impacted by gun violence. They're utilizing their street crime task force and investigating to find the individuals involved with shootings.
We are making an impact, and we wanted the community to know that we do recognize the problem.
But they say it's a group effort.
It really requires all of us as a community coming together, putting our heads together to figure out what we can do to eliminate this from our community.
The Champaign County Community Coalition hopes to have people come together to get rid of gun violence in the area.
These random acts of violence are so destructive that we have to keep our residents in our neighborhoods and our community members safe as our priority.
Police told me a lot of times people are too afraid to speak up if they know something. They encourage people to call Crime Stoppers if they want to remain anonymous. They say if people speak up, they could help stop the violence. In the newsroom, I'm Bryce Beeman, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Bryce, thank you. Here's a look at some more of the numbers. There was one homicide in both 2019 and 2020. In 2019, 8 people were shot total, 4 in 2020, so far 6 this year. Property damage was also the highest this year so far, with 25 homes hit by bullets. Both 2019 and 2020 were lower.
Moms who lost their kids to gun violence gathered at Neal Street Blues in Champaign. Their meeting had 2 purposes: to offer each other support and to brainstorm how to get guns off the streets.
All I know is that we can try to get everyone that we can, that we found that has a gun, and try to convince them to tell us where they're getting these guns from.
The moms are partnering with other groups, including HV Neighborhood Transformation. They want other parents to know they're here to help. In Springfield, police are trying new tactics to stop gun violence. The department started a violence reduction plan. Several officers have been reassigned to focus solely on shooting investigations because of a significant increase in gunfire since last year.
Here's an update. A man has been found guilty of sexually assaulting a child in Decatur. A jury found Jarquez Hobbs guilty of home invasion and predatory criminal sexual assault. Hobbs sexually assaulted a 5-year-old in 2019 after breaking into the child's home. A former youth pastor will spend over a decade in prison for sex crimes. Roger Van Raden was sentenced today to 15 years for assaulting a teenage member of his congregation. Prosecutors say the court heard evidence detailing 4 years of sexual abuse, and they recommended a 23-year sentence.
A firefighter was hurt this morning while trying to put out a house fire in Charleston. Happened at 8th Street Circle near Taft Avenue. A ladder truck had to put out the flames before firefighters could get inside. The home was unoccupied and under renovation. No word yet on what started it. And here's a follow-up. State Fire Marshal's investigation into the fire in Pawnee Tuesday is not yielding many results. Take a look right here. Fire Marshal marked the cause as undetermined. The fire destroyed 4 buildings on the village square. The damage too extensive for that investigator to determine a specific cause.
More people are getting vaccinated in Illinois, but climbing case numbers and hospitalizations have officials concerned they're warning a sign of another surge. Yesterday's hospitalization numbers were the highest they've been since mid-February. The positivity rate is as high as it's been since the end of January. Those numbers are worrying the state's top doctor.
Yes, we have a vaccine and we're elated about that, but it doesn't mean that this pandemic is completely over. We do need to continue to wear our masks before we can return to what we were doing pre-pandemic.
Because so many seniors are getting vaccinated, the average age of people in the hospital is dropping. But that increase in hospitalizations is what's keeping Illinois from entering the bridge phase. Taking a closer look at today's COVID numbers, more than 3,700 new cases were announced. Nearly 1,800 people are in the hospital. 34 more people have died since yesterday. The positivity rate climbed slightly to 4.8%. As for vaccinations, more than 154,000 people got a shot yesterday, a new record. Our 7-day average is more than 112,000 per day. More than 20% of the state is fully vaccinated.
At the beginning of the pandemic, people were losing their jobs. Now there's an abundance of openings in Vermilion County. Vermilion Advantage is encouraging people to take a look at its job board. There are over 100 listings, many in manufacturing. Tim Dudley with Vermilion Advantage says manufacturing companies are ramping up production for seasonal operations. He says even though the government boosted unemployment checks and sent stimulus money, those are bound to stop as things slowly return to normal.
Eventually those kind of things are going to run out and these jobs will be gone. So I would encourage them to get out now and apply for these jobs.
He says there are also jobs available in retail at restaurants and more. And we have a follow-up on a story from last night. We're hearing for the first time from the country's first black transgender woman elected to a public school board. Alana Banks won her seat on the Decatur School Board Tuesday night. She says even though she made history, her work is just beginning.
I think it's important to just basically continue the education and outreach. That's where I plan to start. It takes a community, and I'm just really anxious to get started.
Banks ran on prioritizing safe solutions to returning to in-person learning, establishing a permanent alternative e-learning option, and expanding mental health resources for students. For more on Banks' journey, head to our website, WCIA.com.
Another player is leaving the Illinois men's basketball team who's going for the NBA draft.
Plus, cars and bikes are common ways for people to get around some towns. Others use a different means of travel.
We run all over town, so it's always a chance something's going to happen.
The big changes that were made for golf carts in one village.
He's been staring me down for the last couple of minutes.
No,
You're making me nervous.
Can you just do this?
I have 2 earrings on.
2 earrings.
At 6 o'clock, I only had one.
1 earring.
Forgot to put it the other in.
2 earrings. So we're good to go.
2 earrings make a pair.
Yes,
good
they
to
do.
go.
Where's yours at?
Left them in high school.
Left them in high school. You wore them in high school. I knew it.
You could still see the holes. You could still see where they would go.
You still have the holes in your ears?
I mean, you could. I put them. I tried putting earrings in a couple years ago, and I could still do it.
We want to see that. The viewers want to see it. 66 the high today, 53 the low. Oh boy, earrings. Should you wear them this weekend or not in the rain? We'll talk about it coming up.